From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz
Yes.
and Mocha.
it's Roz Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno
This
Mars.
is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
Amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Nope.
Oh.
Just kidding. Yeah, I threw you off.
I had already taken in like a big deep breath and everything.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Hey Mocha.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
You want to go through some of this Diddy?
Sure.
So Diddy released a new record, right?
Yeah, called the Love Album, Off the Grid.
Right. And a bunch of collabs on it, but I guess there's let's go through two. One is a song called Moments featuring Bieber, and the other one is Another One of Me with The Weeknd. What do you want to hear first?
You want to hear the Weeknd one first? Because
Yeah.
this is the one that Weeknd said that this would be his last ever collab.
Oh, right.
Don't waste your tears on me. I'ma tell you it ain't worth the fight. I'ma hurt you if you let me. I can love you only for the night. I can love you for the night. Baby, I can play a role play. I can tell you.
It's pretty much like this, the entire song.
Sounds like a
and then,
Weeknd song.
And then French
Diddy-
Montana comes in.
Does
and
Diddy come in at all?
I think at the end for a brief second.
Kind of.
And then 21 Savage raps on it.
What kind of collab is that?
It's a pretty mellow album, to be honest.
I'm not a fan.
No, I'm bored.
Okay. Do you want to hear Moments with Justin Bieber?
Yes, please.
This is on Diddy's new
A lot
album.
of new Bieber today. You got the SZA track. You got the Diddy track.
I've been patient, patiently waiting. I've been faking for a long time. Now I want you. Ooh, I want
And this song, it's pretty much Bieber, the entire track. And then close to the end, Diddy comes in.
What the hell's Diddy doing?
Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your
Anyway, it's a very mellow album. It's like an
whole
hour
album's
and a
like
half.
that? Yeah, apparently.
It's like an hour and a half. It's 22 songs.
Oh, gadzooks.
Like the first, because I listened to the album, right?
Yeah, the whole thing?
The whole thing. And the first three songs, the progression, he set it up where you think that the tempo is going to keep going up and up and up.
It doesn't.
And I was like, oh, wow, okay, I get the vision. Yeah. And then the entire, from song 4 onwards, it was just like down.
What were you doing while listening?
I was driving.
Oh, you shouldn't do that.
God.
Not to this.
Couldn't imagine. All right, so that's the new Diddy. Sound like you really phoned it in, huh?
Listen.
It really does.
The one thing I'll say, right? The one positive.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of Diddy and his
So
production
am
and his
I.
production work
Bow,
is
bow.
incredible, right? The production on the album is amazing.
Yeah.
I just feel like the production, he should have just produced songs for these artists. It would have suited just other albums.
Yeah.
As opposed to this compilation.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't know if you saw this press conference yesterday with NASA where they're trying to normalize UFOs. It's really weird because once people start saying things like they need to, destigmatize and...
But it's not UFO anymore. It's like UTI or something?
UAPs. Yeah, unidentified. It's unidentified anomalous phenomena. Whatever, it's UFOs.
But you pronounce it WAP.
Yes.
Cardi B would be happy.
So they're cautioning that the negative perception surrounding UFOs poses an obstacle to collecting data. So once they start saying, once they start laying the groundwork for let's not be negative, let's be welcoming, let's destigmatize the idea, you have to know that they're laying the groundwork for something to ease everybody into it.
So what? They don't want us to offend aliens now?
Don't be scared. I don't know.
Don't be scared or don't offend them.
But listen,
why is it because they know something more that we don't know? They know that the aliens are a threat.
I don't know. No, I don't know. But here, listen to NASA egghead Bill Nelson.
We are looking for signs of life, past and present. And it's in our DNA to explore and to ask why things are the way they are.
Sounds like a movie character.
In June of last year, NASA commissioned an independent study team to examine unidentified anomalous phenomena. We did so with a few goals in mind. First, to examine how NASA can use our expertise and instruments to study UAP from a scientific perspective. Second, shift the conversation about UAP from sensationalism to science.
There we go.
And to make sure that whatever we find or whatever we recommend, to make sure that information is shared transparently around the world.
You know, it's going to be such a drag too when they do announce that they found life or whatever, and it's just going to be like a worm. You know that,
totally.
Like that's what it'll be. It'll be some little tiny critter, and they're like, it's alien, and you're like, yeah, I get technically it's alien, right?
But
I
we
get
wanna
it.
See.
I get it.
With the big eyes and the massive head.
Yes, you know that the revelation,
the mind control,
absolutely,
and the probing.
Yes, the revelation is going to be we found life, and everybody's going to be like, oh my god, and it's going to be in like a jar with a stick and a leaf and a hole poked in the top of it.
This is what we got.
Yeah, right?
Y'all don't want that smoke. Y'all don't want that smoke. Come on now.
You don't think?
No.
I kind of want that smoke. I really do. Here's a little bit.
Aliens, if you're listening, at Roz Weston on Twitter.
I want all the smoke.
And TikTok and Instagram.
Man. Yeah, that TikTok. I'll read it next year. Feel free to hit me up there if you never want to get a reply.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Justin Timberlake talking a little bit. He released a video of them in the studio and about the new song, the NSYNC Reunion, calling it it's all about the fans for Justin Timberlake.
So many stars aligned that's why I hit you. I was like, hey, something came up. If we do this song, it's a love letter to our fans. I would be honored to have the group on this song. Who's ready for a reunion? I don't mind if the world spins fast.
Do you get the sense that Justin Timberlake treats the other guys like the help?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, listen to what he just said.
Yeah.
I want you guys on this song.
Yeah.
It means he was approached and he's like, we get my buddies.
Yeah, it sounds like he treats them like the help.
Oh.
Really does.
And guess what?
What?
Chris Kirkpatrick does not mind.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So I don't know if you saw this video of the 23-year-old guy named Piers Sawyer who got caught getting freaky in the airplane bathroom on EasyJet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's in the bathroom with EasyJet. He's in the bathroom with a woman, and everybody knows they're in there, right? And so everybody on the flight has their phones out, and they just keep like goading the flight attendant to whip open the door. And the flight attendant does, and when he whips open the door, they're like freaking in there. So here's what that sounded like. Okay, that's what everybody saw.
All right, you pervs, settle down.
Exactly. So
settle down.
So what's worse than getting caught? It was his 23rd birthday. They were flying to Ibiza.
Of course they were.
But what's worse than getting caught joining the Mile High Club on your birthday? There is only one thing that is more mortifying than that.
I know exactly. At least I think I do. But go ahead.
Is having your mother then do a round of press talking about it.
No.
So Piers Sawyer hasn't said anything, but his mom, Elaine, is doing interviews.
No.
She says that she was at home relaxing, watching a TV talk show when she first saw the video of her son in the bathroom. Then all her son's friends started sending her the video as well.
Bruh, that's so bad.
She does say that it's not something that a mother wants to see, but she also gave up that the woman in the bathroom with her son was a stranger that he just met before they boarded the plane.
Yo.
Are we clapping?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Ibiza.
Yes.
It'll get you every time. I thought you were going to say that.
She goes, just wait, let me finish here.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, I don't think he knew her. They were all just having a good time in the airport, and then this happened. He's a 23-year-old single lad on his birthday going to Ibiza. It's a party plane. But she also noted that her son does not want to talk about it.
But she did.
So she does.
She gave all the dirt.
Yes.
Everything.
Everything.
I thought that you were going to say
poor guy.
That this guy had a girlfriend back home. And this was like just a random.
No, it was just a random. They just met in the airport. They just met. Yeah, there we go. Hey.
That was more that led that
time. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I don't know what's going on with the Queer Eye cast.
Oh,
but,
my God.
So is this drama more like, should we be concerned with this?
I'm concerned. Is this the beginning of the end?
So Anthony from Queer Eye, I guess, had his bachelor party because he's getting married.
Okay.
And the only guy from the cast that was invited to his bachelor party was Tan. And none of the other queer guys were invited. So this is Caramo Brown talking to Andy Cohen about it.
Did you go to Anthony's bachelor party?
I did not. I wasn't invited.
Oh, really?
The shade of it all.
Well, no, Bobby Burke was here yesterday, and he wasn't invited either.
No, Bobby was not invited. I was not invited, and Jonathan was not invited.
So wait, just Tan was invited?
Just Tan was invited.
Wow. Now, Bobby
shade.
made it seem like, oh, we couldn't make it, but Tan was able to make it. He said it nicer.
No! Listen, I'm all about being real and being upfront. We weren't invited.
Damn, Caramo with the team.
Wow.
So what happened?
No idea.
And it looked like a great bachelor party. They all went camping. Like at a beautiful campsite.
Well, I wouldn't have gone.
No,
Sorry.
Same.
Yeah, no.
Same. I don't like it that much to go camping. Bachelor party, you gonna go camping?
If you didn't invite me to your bachelor party camping, I would send you the thank you card.
Also, with the kind of money these guys have, camping?
Oh, no, but when I say camping, like it was a very glamorous campsite.
Was there a W hotel there?
No.
Well, then that ain't glamorous.
That ain't glamorous. No, I'm with you on that. I don't want to go camping for my, come on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Whoopi Goldberg, I don't know what's going on with Whoopi. So Whoopi was in the middle of a conversation about how Mitt Romney, after all these years in politics, is not going to seek re-election next time. So they're having this really heady conversation about Mitt Romney. And then halfway through a thought, she looks across the table at Farrah Griffin, who's one of the co-hosts, and says this. Listen.
But it does not stop us from doing the right thing when people are in need. And so the toughest thing for me has been to watch the disregard for people. Are you pregnant? No.
What?
What? You can't say that when my mother-in-law is here, who's been dying for me to get pregnant. Why would you say that? Why do I look pregnant?
Yes. I just got
Oh my God, Whoopi!
I just
Please
got a
please on my
vibe.
tummy.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was just. It was.
Can we take bets? Can we take bets at the table?
I'm very open to being pregnant soon. I am not blessed to be pregnant yet.
Okay.
My
Are
husband
you
and I
sure?
are thinking about it.
They're
pretty
working
sure.
on it.
I'm
Sorry,
pretty sure.
earmuffs.
Forgive me. You have this. I see a
Rhoda
blow.
May Brown is back.
I will take it.
What are you doing?
Aunt Whoopi, what are you doing?
You can't. Whoopi's going wild on that show. Right. What the hell? Anyway, that was Whoopi.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Morgan Wallen,
my
fans
God.
of the show last night. He's doing 3 nights in
3
in Toronto,
sold-out nights.
Crazy,
Yo, this
bro.
crowd last night. Look at Maria. You're going on Saturday, right? I saw he was rocking a Jays jersey last night, too. Roy Halladay jersey.
Was old school.
Yeah.
He had a pop-up shop, too. The world's first Morgan Wallen pop-up.
Really, huh?
Yeah, he had a good time. The crowd had a good time last night. It was insane, man.
This is my first ever headlining show in Canada as a whole ever, period. I felt like it was only appropriate that I had a song about something I love so much. So this is my version of that. It's called 98 Braves.
Yo, if you're going to this Morgan Wallen show tonight or tomorrow, you are in for a treat.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The finale of Winning Time last night. You haven't started watching Winning
No,
Time yet,
I'm going to
eh?
binge now. Now that
Yeah,
it's
you
done.
should. It was really good, but there's, I guess,
controversy.
No. I guess what happened is that they were going into season 2. What I'm guessing, unsure whether there was going to be a season 3.
Winning Time, by the way,
is the story of the Lakers dynasty from the 80s. So Magic Johnson, Kareem,
Showtime.
What's that?
Showtime Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah. Pat Riley, and then in Boston you had Larry Bird and everything. So it was that whole thing. But the series finale was last night, so they ended it after season 2. And I was just reading a bunch of articles where when reporters got the preview of what was the season finale, it didn't have a lot of the stuff at the end that then made this a series finale. So when they made this season, I don't think that they were anticipating it being the last. So they cobbled together like this clunky sort of ending to end the whole story.
So are fans kind of pissed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that fans
Or,
are
disappointed.
I think that fans are pissed because the show is Winning Time, and the show ends after the '84 finals, where the Lakers don't win. Right?
Should be Winning Time and then in brackets something. Can't win them all.
Yeah, but it was great, though. The guy who plays Larry Bird, oh, my God. Incredible.
Yeah?
He's
now that I know it's
such a
done, I can
dick.
binge.
Like, if this,
Really?
oh, my God. And then they do stuff in the show where they're like, this actually happened. This actually happened.
Oh, okay.
And the stuff with Larry Bird is like, oh, my God. That
Did
guy
it
was,
all-
that guy
did
was
it all
a,
happen?
That guy was a monster. Like, he didn't want to play ball, right? And he was just like, the team wanted him, and he was kind of done with basketball and everything else. And then they sort of like, I don't know what they did to piss him off, but he shows up at a practice one day wearing jeans and like Kodiaks, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Give me the ball." And they're like, "Don't you want to put on like a pair of shorts?" And he's like, "No." And he played in jeans and Kodiaks. And then the thing was, he actually did this.
Oh my
and he smoked all these dudes. Yeah, it was great.
Word. Did he
Such
ever,
a hillbilly.
His entire career was with Boston, right?
Yeah, Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's wild is that it ended, you said the series ended in season 1984.
Yeah.
The next season, the Lakers won.
I know.
The title.
I know.
Which
Yeah.
is such a crap way to end.
Yeah, I know.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, man, Hugh Jackman and his wife, Deborah Lee Furness, are divorcing after 27 years of marriage.
What happened?
I don't know. They say our journey is shifting, and we've decided to separate to pursue our individual growth. Our family has been and always will be our highest priority. We undertake this next chapter with gratitude, love, and kindness. That's crazy. Like, nobody thought they
Wolverine.
were going to break up. Nobody.
Yeah.
He's 54. She's 67. They got 2 kids together, a 23-year-old and an 18-year-old. Like, that's a long life together, man.
Yeah.
27 years. Here's a super awkward moment with a paparazzi who got Hugh Jackman on the street. Like, normally you ask a question, and then in a tense moment like this, like, you just move on. No need for follow-ups, but listen to this.
What kind of individual growth are you pursuing next?
It's not quite right talking about it on the street, but I appreciate your thoughts, man. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. What are we gonna?
It's a difficult time. So
No, I know. I understand.
Yeah, cool.
What are we gonna see? When are we gonna see
Oh man, come on, bro.
the next Deadpool? I know they stopped production because of the strike.
as soon as, well, I can't really know until then.
Oh,
Get back to work, but
hopefully soon. I hope.
as soon as possible, man.
It's always good seeing you, man.
Good to see you, man. Thank you.
Just move on, bro.
Awkward.
You don't want to talk about it.
okay, let's talk about Deadpool. He doesn't want to talk
Yeah.
about anything,
Yeah.
man.
So,
it's not that he just doesn't want to talk about this. He didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite Wolverine character you've played in X-Men?
Right? Hugh, what happened to your marriage? Listen, man. It's really like it's not cool. Everything else. Oh, Hugh, one more question. Do you like clouds? You know what I mean? Like just like sticking around to say nonsense with these poor guys.
I'm gonna go get a sandwich. Can I get you anything?
Yeah. You ever have to pee?
I pooped 3 times this morning. How about you?
I know, right? God.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, have Drake and Halle Berry patched up this fight?
Oh, man.
So Drake released a collaboration with SZA called "Slime You Out," and I guess the cover art that they used was a picture of Halle Berry getting slimed at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and he reached out to Halle Berry, I guess, to just say, "Hey, you cool if I use this?" And she said no. He didn't have to ask permission because the picture's actually owned by Getty. So as long as he gets the permission from the photographer, the photo agency, he's fine. I guess he just did it as a courtesy, to be cool, thinking that Halle Berry would absolutely say yes. But Halle Berry said no. And so she goes, sometimes you have to be the bigger guy, even if you're a woman. That's not cool. I thought better of him. When people you admire disappoint you, you have to be the bigger person and move on. She goes on to say, why ask me if you intend to do what you want to do? That was...
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. Like, if he knew he was going to use a picture anyway.
Yeah. Right? Like, it's just, I don't know.
It's kind of a D-bag move, right?
It is
like,
a D-bag
what's
move.
And why do that to Halle Berry? I will say this, though. He has said much more, let's just say explicit things about Halle Berry in his music before. Like much, much more.
Yeah.
Things that I can't say on the radio. But how about putting a baby in her and stuff like that?
Oh, jeez.
It's like
really?
a line in a song. Very important line in a song.
How does that not get a guy canceled talking about putting a baby in somebody? You know what I mean? like that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, this Mike Babcock stuff really blew up, huh? I don't know if you saw this. Okay, so Mike Babcock, notorious D-bag of a coach of a person.
What was he, Columbus?
So he was just hired in Columbus, but he got fired from the Leafs. And if you remember back in the day when he was with the Leafs, because he's always had this reputation of just being like a complete jerk and aggressive and
Just a hard
nasty. And do you remember when Jason Spezza, right, hometown boy, signs with the Leafs, and it's like such a great story because everybody loves the guy.
Yeah.
And it was night one, and Jason Spezza, I think he bought something like 35 tickets or something like that for friends and family to come to the opening night game.
That's
and
real nice.
Babcock benched them.
Why?
He was a healthy scratch for the opening night. Like, didn't even give him that.
Not even a couple of minutes?
No. He sat in the press box.
Is it because he bought all the tickets?
He didn't even dress.
Oh, man, that's not nice.
Yeah, he didn't even dress. And with Mitch Marner.
Wait, but did they give a reason?
No,
Or
he
did
doesn't
Babcock-
have to give a reason.
Because he's the coach.
Yeah, he's the coach.
Damn,
With Mitch Marner, if you remember, he had Mitch Marner, who was young at the time, right? He had Mitch Marner come into his office and make a list where he ranked his teammates by work ethic. So he made Mitch Marner rank his teammates by work ethic. Then he took that list to all the guys on the bottom of the list and showed them.
Here's what Mitch thinks of you.
Yes.
That's why when I talked to Mitch and had him rank who was cutest, everyone
Right.
said I was doing a Babcock thing.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes, right?
So wait, so what
anyway,
happened in
so the
Columbus?
guys on Spit and Chicklets, right? Paul Bissonnette and Ryan Whitley. So they got wind that Babcock in Columbus was asking players to show him their camera roll on their phone.
For what?
And he would put it on, he would airplay it on the big screen in his office.
Oh, no.
And he said that it was just a way of getting to know you. It was like an icebreaker. Like, I just want to get to know you and your family. The new Mike Babcock, which in itself is weird,
Yeah.
right? And then so they release a statement saying that, hey, it was totally fine. It's just like a bonding exercise. But then the NHLPA, the Players Association, gets involved and they do a deeper investigation. And I guess what happened was some of the older guys on the team were cool with it, but the younger guys were not cool with it. And I guess he also did this outside of the office with one of the younger players where they were just like out maybe at a dinner or something like that. I don't know, where he just asked to see his phone.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right?
Don't
Super
ask me
weird.
for my phone,
so
bro.
anyway, so he resigned. He's gone. He'll never coach again.
Yeah,
What
no
a-
way.
What a Jesus.
Out of everybody in this room, who has the worst camera roll, you think?
Oh, it's not me. It's not me. I can guarantee you it's not me.
I'm going to say it's
I'll
Maury.
hand my phone to anybody anytime.
Yeah.
Right? I've never taken a naked selfie.
Yeah.
But the best part of this is Mocha can't ask to see my phone now after that story.
Right. And I've never, yeah, I know. Well, you volunteered anyway, though, Maury. Right? No, I've never. I know. Who would be, okay, if the boss came into the room right now and said, all right, boys, let's see them phones, put them up on let me airplay them to the screen.
Yeah.
Who's keeping their phone in their pocket the longest?
Oh, damn it, Maury.
You think
Absolutely.
so?
I think it's a tie between Shem and I.
You must be out your mind, buddy. You got two phones that are.
Yeah.
You don't got anything on that phone, Shem?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I just said I wouldn't be as bad as Maury.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
also,
something.
but also, like, I would be kind of like impressed if they plugged Shem's phone in and it was just like all freak stuff. I'd be like, oh, hey, you know what I mean?
Give
Like
that man a raise.
that's what we want on the team.
There's screenshots of the Bible in there as well. Please
okay,
settle down.
Okay.
But if I had freak stuff, you wouldn't clap.
No, because you could see the branches in front of it where you were hiding, like taking a picture and stuff like this. You know what I mean? Why does that look, right?
So Shem just moves branches.
in a coffee cup behind the toilet kind of thing, right? Like that
No.
angle, right? No, man, I don't want to see your freak stuff more. No chance.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hang on here. I got to do this real quick.
Okay,
quick.
go.
Snoop's afraid of horses. Did you know this?
What?
Yeah,
No.
I don't like horses either. I
Why?
don't know. I won't ride a horse. No chance would I ever ride a horse.
I used to when I went to overnight camp.
No, there's no chance I would ever ride a horse. But here's Snoop on his YouTube show talking to Tiffany Haddish.
I used to think I was going to be a horse farmer. I wanted to raise horses. I used to love
I'm
that.
scared of horses.
What? As big as you are?
I'm scared of horses to this day, Tiff. I don't know why. I just scared of them.
Are you
I'm
serious?
so serious. You ain't never seen me in a scene with a horse.
You are
I'd have
so
been in a
right.
scene with ostriches, iguanas, all kind of shit. Never been in a scene with a horse. Like,
You
nigga, get that away from me. I don't know why.
Maybe in your past life you fell off a
I
horse or
think
something.
I think I may have been the headless horseman or some.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have knew?
Yeah, man. No, I'm with Snoop on this one. Not a fan of horses at all.
F them horses?
Yeah. Well, no, I want them to live long and happy lives, right? Just behind that fence. Yeah, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
In a joint newspaper and television special over the weekend, Russell Brand has been accused of sexual assault and rape by 4 women, and I think that others have come forward since the special aired.
Wow.
They say the attacks happened between 2006 and 2013. This is basically when he was at like his most famous, like his most sort of like global American fame.
Get him to the Greek and forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, exactly. One woman claims that she has a text message that she sent him saying when a girl says no, it means no. And then he texted her back saying that he was sorry and that he would make it up to her. Another says that Brand was abusive to her during a 3-month relationship when he was 31 and she was 16.
What?
A third claims that Brand threatened to take legal action if she went public. He got I guess they contacted him for a statement, and before the special aired, Russell Brand released this video on his YouTube channel.
These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual, and to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play? Also, it's worth mentioning that there are witnesses whose evidence directly contradicts the narratives that these two mainstream media outlets are trying to construct, apparently in what seems to me to be a coordinated attack.
There have been no formal reports to police in connection with any of the allegations against Russell Brand, although the Scotland Yard said that they would be speaking again to the Sunday Times and Channel 4 to ensure any victims of crime they had spoken to were aware how to report any criminal allegations to police. So there you have that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Drew Barrymore postponing her talk show return. Man, Drew,
really? What happened?
Oh my God! Like Drew really took it on the chin with this. So she came out to say she's going to start up her show again because it's more than just the writer. She has an entire staff of people that are also out of work. And so Drew had released originally this video.
I wanted to own a decision, and I would just take full responsibility for my actions. I know there's just nothing I can do that will make this okay for those it is not okay with. My intentions have never been in a place to upset or hurt anyone. It's not who I am. There's a huge question of the why. Why am I doing this? Well, I certainly couldn't have expected this kind of attention. This is bigger than me, and there are other people's jobs on the line.
So she deleted that video and then said, I have listened to everyone and I'm making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt. Of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find a way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the industry soon. And The Talk, remember, they were supposed to come back, and Jennifer Hudson's show, so neither of them are returning either because they just don't want to get picketed. Now, the WGA, the Writers Guild picket lines have moved from the Drew Barrymore show over to The View because, if you know, The View has been on the air doing new shows. So, you know, I don't know how that's going to affect them. Also,
when did they come back?
They've just been back. They've just been back.
But how'd they fly under the radar? Yeah. Because the other day we were talking about something that Whoopi said on The View, but...
I think because the same reason Kelly and Mark and the same reason Tamron Hall is they claim to have no writers.
Oh, it's all them.
Right?
Like what they say is them.
Yes, they claim to have no writers.
But Whoopi is an actor, though. She should be not working.
Well, she's allowed to do this, though. You're allowed to do podcasts and talk shows. I mean, Matthew McConaughey was a guest on that show like last week or whatever it was, right?
A guest, but not hosting.
Yeah, but I'm just saying she's not breaking any laws or any of the sort of agreements. She's allowed to do this, but they claim to not have writers. So that's the sort of workaround.
Where all them words coming from.
Let's see. I'll throw to a commercial break. Okay, you know what I mean? Come on now. There's something on that cue card. Whoopi didn't write it. Whoopi didn't write it.
Yeah, she's not at home with a giant cue card and a Sharpie.
No.
Bring him in to work the next day. I'm like, here, hold this.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Because of the writer's strike and the lack of sort of like new shows in the fall, CBS has started airing Yellowstone on the network.
Oh, great.
And people are pissed because in order to get Yellowstone to an appropriate level of, I don't even know, like standards that networks have to follow. Like a lot of Yellowstone has to be cut up, right? So a lot of hardcore Yellowstone fans are like, don't watch on the network because it's like a ghost version of what Yellowstone actually was, right? But it did huge numbers
Of course it did.
I think like almost 7 million people watched it.
You want to fight someone?
Season
Fight
one.
me.
Season 1. But like, think of all the stuff on Yellowstone that you love and how much of that could not be shown on network television.
Oh, almost all of it.
How do you censor the Beth character?
How do you censor? Like, I bet she doesn't even exist.
Yeah. They're like, who's Beth?
Yeah.
How do you censor Rip?
Yeah.
How do you censor any of the stuff that happens in like the barn house when the guys are like playing poker and stuff?
I don't.
watch this.
What's that, more?
No, I need to watch
Maria?
this.
You haven't
Oh,
watched
you haven't watched Yellowstone?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay. Start at the beginning then. Start at the beginning.
And don't watch it on CBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But Kevin Costner, the story is that he will not be back on Yellowstone. He wanted to. So he and Tyler Sheridan had this huge sort of like falling out because Costner wanted, like, he had in his contract that he wanted script approval and all this other stuff, and he only wanted to work like 5 days out of like all the shooting schedule. And then he went through the divorce with his wife and all this stuff, and then he wanted to come back. But the word is that Tyler Sheridan has already written him out of the show.
Oh, they're going to kill him off?
Right. So here's the thing: is that this is a crazy clause in his contract, is that Kevin Costner, in his contract, has a, quote, moral death provision, which lists ways that John Dutton can and cannot be killed off.
Do we know what those ways are yet?
No, the only thing we know is that Tyler Sheridan is not a fan, and he brought it up specifically. He calls them FU car crashes, and he brings up McDreamy on Grey's Anatomy as a way to get rid of a character where it's just some random out-of-the-blue car crash. So it's going to be something a little bit more meaningful, I guess, but they're not just going to show up one day and be like, John got killed. Somebody hit him with a truck while he's on his horse.
Trampled by
It's not
cattle.
going to be that. Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Or trampled by horses.
Yeah, I don't know. Something. You know, who knows? Or like
Or
some,
Rip just gets fed up.
But you can't not show that, though. Like, it has to be something acceptable to the audience because you're not going to be able to show it. Like, he has to die off screen.
Helicopter crash.
Helicopter. What's that? That's different. What makes that different than a car accident? He's not going to do that.
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning. Yes. Something
Yes.
like that.
Yes. Somebody poisoned one of the cattle on the Dutton Ranch, which then gets turned into the steak that he eats.
Yeah. How much you want to watch this show now, Maria?
It sounds good.
Okay. Cool. We didn't ruin it.
No,
Okay, good.
honestly,
Yeah.
Maria, Yellowstone is
it's good.
I've heard
amazing.
nothing but amazing things, so I really do need to watch it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thomas Markle doing the rounds of interviews again. So this time with Good Morning Britain. Oh, poor Thomas Markle.
What happened now?
Well, so he had a stroke, right? And now he sounds like he's had a stroke, and he's old, and the whole thing with Harry and Meghan and all the controversy that went down. So first, let's start with this. Did Meghan reach out to her father, Thomas Markle, after he had a stroke?
And then you have a stroke. You were very ill with that stroke. As Susanna said, you lost the power of speech. Did Meghan make any attempt, even via a third party, to see how you were doing?
To my knowledge, no attempts at all. No one tried. I haven't seen Meghan and Harry in 5 years. And the last time I spoke with them, I was on a hospital bed before the wedding.
Damn, not even your own father.
Because you remember he faked those paparazzi photos, but then said that he got hustled, and then he released that private letter that Meghan wrote him and everything else. He actually says that in California, as a grandparent, you can actually sue to see your grandkids, but I don't think he wants to go down that road. So here's Thomas Markle talking about why he feels Meghan is still mad.
I really have no idea. And as far as the thing I'm accused of, it turns out I was set up for that, and set up to ruin the wedding. It was a ploy by a company, and I was a victim.
Damn, Thomas Markle.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Question: who in this room, by a show of hands, would pay to use Twitter if all Twitter users had to pay to use Twitter?
No, sorry, I'm not doing it.
How much?
No.
Okay, let's say barely end, because right now to have Twitter Blue is 23 cents a day. So whatever that works out to, I don't know.
Yeah, I do it.
So if they, because it's most likely going to happen, because this is advertising dollars are way down on Twitter or X, I guess you could say. And one of the reasons for that are the bots. They are uncontrollable, and they've really cluttered everything up and made Twitter, for the most part, not a fun place to sort of hang out or even use it as a search engine or whatever you want to use it for. And Elon thinks that the only way to get rid of the bots is to charge everybody to use Twitter, because bots don't pay. So that is the solution that he feels. So let's say it's, show of hands right now, $4 a month. Who's paying for Twitter?
Yep.
Shem? Maria, no. Maury?
No.
No. Mocha?
No.
I would. I pay $4. I pay
You
$4.
would pay $4 a month
to use Twitter?
Yeah, I pay $4 a month for Twitter. Yeah.
Bro, if I'm not paying for YouTube Premium, I'm not paying for Twitter.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Monday Night Football debuted the new opening last night, I believe it was, with Chris Stapleton doing In the Air Tonight, that old Phil Collins song. So there's two versions. There's one with Chris, and then there's one with Snoop. But here's the solo Chris.
Wow. Fire. Wow. That is fire.
Here, you want to hear the Snoop version where Snoop does a little
It's
Snoop
all the
off
same
top?
song. It's just Snoop comes in later on in the song.
Okay, listen to this.
Rivals, us versus them, survival. We must win, it's tribal. My team like Ken, by any means necessary. One head-to-head with adversaries. Nothing is given, so we gotta take it. It's 4th and inches, so we gotta make it. Can you feel it?
What a catch! I gotta tell you, the guys in my football group chat loved it.
They did.
They were going crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
call your football group chat, by the way? Do you guys have a cool name?
It's the footballers.
The footballers.
But BALLERZ.
Oh, the footballers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. I gotcha.
They were pleased with that Pittsburgh game last night, beating Cleveland.
Sounds lit.
26-22.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't
Good
know.
game.
I didn't watch that video. What game was it that some guy got hurt, like he broke his leg or something like that?
That was the Cleveland Browns game.
Was it a Cleveland game?
Yeah.
I didn't watch because I didn't want to see the video. I can't watch a video of somebody like breaking their leg like that or doing whatever happens. There's a video that every now and then pops up. Remember Sid Vicious, the wrestler?
Oh my God, yes.
Psycho
Right?
Sid?
Oh, yeah.
Psycho Sid?
Yeah.
There's a video, and he's a big guy. He's like 6'10",
Just thinking about it
6'11",
right
right?
now, I'm cringing.
And the thing is, so we've seen like Conor McGregor it happened to, and then Anderson Silva, where the leg breaks in half, right? We've seen that before, and it always makes, I can't sleep for days afterwards.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes this one unique is that wrestlers wear those tall boots, right? And Psycho Sid wore these super tall boots, and what makes it so much worse is that his leg breaks inside the boot. Like you can see it. Right?
And the boot folds.
Yeah.
Where it's not supposed to fold.
Maury and Maria, watch the video. Go find the video right now. Let me know when you have it.
What's his name?
Sid?
Psycho Sid.
Psycho-
Just
Spell
type
Psycho.
in Psycho Sid breaks leg.
Yeah, Psycho Sid breaks leg. Okay. See if you can find that. See if you can find the video.
Okay.
Is there
Is
swearing?
he watching it? Are you watching
No,
it?
just hit play. Just hit play. We don't need to hear it. Just hit play because I don't know what happens.
Oh! No!
Maria's face.
No, I don't like that. Oh my God, his leg just snapped in half.
He told you.
Did you find it yet, Maury?
It's loading.
Oh. I know. I know. I can't even.
It's like that. Who was a basketball player that snapped his shin in half too?
Yeah.
Paul George.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Maury, what the hell?
What's going
It's
on?
circling.
Oh, find
Still?
another one. Where did you decide to watch
YouTube.
this?
What, do you have dial-up internet in there?
Welcome to here.
I don't know, something's going on in there, man.
Clear that browser history, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Your computer's doing a lot of lifting in there. Every time Maury looks for something, his computer has to take all the stuff he's hiding from one side of the computer, moves it to the other side of the computer.
Don't go look over there.
Did you hit play, Maury?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Maury watching Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, break his leg and
Yeah. Not good. Not good. Not good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Helen Doan of Toronto just turned 112 years old.
Oh, yay.
Big up Helen! Big up Helen!
Born in September 18th, 1911. 1911. If anybody's interested in hearing from Helen and sort of what she attributes her longevity to, here she is.
What does being 112 feel like?
It just feels like any other day.
Oh, damn, in your face, everybody.
There's nothing clever about it.
The centenarian has an excellent memory. She remembers being a child in Northern Ontario and the First World War.
I sang on the stage for the soldiers when I was 4 years old.
So what's the secret to her longevity?
I told someone to keep on breathing.
Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing.
Brilliant words from
Yeah,
Heather.
right?
Congratulations and happy birthday.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, there's some big things going on with Justin Trudeau and India. I don't know if you saw this from yesterday. So they're accusing, Trudeau got up in Parliament, is accusing India of being involved in a murder, a killing that took place in BC. So here's Trudeau from yesterday.
I just informed the leaders of the opposition directly that I want now to speak with all Canadians. Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
So Hardeep Singh Nijjar was a Sikh leader out in BC, and Canada also expelled an Indian diplomat at the same time. So Nijjar was killed in a parking lot back in June 18th. And while the Sikh community leaders in Canada have insisted that the government of India was involved, police at the time previously had said that they had no link to any foreign interference. The Indian government rejected these allegations, calling them absurd and motivated. In a statement from India's Ministry of External Affairs says that they've also now expelled a Canadian diplomat from India, and he has 5 days to leave the country. They say the decision reflects the government of India's growing concern at the interference of Canadian diplomats in our internal affairs. Well, these Sikh community leaders in Canada are backing everything that Trudeau had said and saying that Nijjar at the time even said that he was afraid for his life. So this is big between Canada and India, man. Big.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Russell Brand, YouTube has removed his monetization abilities on YouTube, citing the creator responsibility policy. His tour remaining shows have also been canceled, although, and I didn't know this, right after that documentary came out on Saturday night where he was accused by 4 different women of rape and sexual assault, and then 4 more have since come out. He did a show that night.
Oh.
He did a comedy show that night.
Did he address it?
No, he got a standing ovation and everything like that.
Really?
Like, presumably everybody knew because he sent out his statement the day before. And the Metropolitan Police in London said in their statement that they have met and received a report. So the whole thing was, the big argument is, why go to a television station and not to the police? There's a whole other reason why women don't go to the police. But they're now reporting that they have talked to somebody who is now claiming to the police that their assault took place in Soho in London in 2003, adding that the police are in contact with the woman and will be providing her with the appropriate support. So there's that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Question for you. How often would you say your house is spotless? where everything is clean.
Oh.
How often? Like, how often do you walk into your house and go, you know what? There's not one thing left to do.
One day every other week for about an hour.
Okay. So hold on here.
You know why? Because
Yeah.
we have 2 dogs that shed like crazy.
Right. One day every other week for about an hour. So that is, what does that work out to in time? Shem, you want to do the math for that?
Sure.
Maury just recoiled. I wasn't going to ask you to do the math on that, Maury. So they say this, if you walk around your house going, man, this place is never clean, you're not alone. According to a new report, the average person considers their home to be completely clean only a total of 11 days out of the year. That's 3% of the time. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean 11 days, like 11 full days or 11 days in a row. It could be like you, where it is literally 1 hour every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And the dogs get up from where they're laying, they walk around, and the hair falls off. And
Yeah.
they get the Dyson and vacuum it up again.
Right.
That's 26 hours.
26 hours. So, Mocha, you are way far away from
below.
well below average. Maury, how often would you say that you walk into the house where you're like, man, nothing more needs to do? Keep in mind, we all know that you have a Portuguese husband.
I know. I don't. I wake up Saturday mornings and he's already cleaning the bathrooms and stuff.
Right.
And then I go and ruin everything. So I'd say about an hour on Saturday.
About an hour on set. Poor Matthew. And you're the one that ruins it. Mocha blames his dogs, the poor dogs with the hair. But you're the one that ruins all Matthew's hard work?
That's right.
Wow. Shem, you live alone still?
So how many hours? I'm a neat freak, bro.
Wait a second. He didn't answer that question.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm a neat freak. I'm a neat freak.
Yes.
No, I'm like 3-4 days out of the week.
3-4 days.
Yeah.
Spotless.
Spotless, bro.
Like, I'm talking like the top of the hood fan in the kitchen,
I am
inside of
a
the
neat
stove.
freak. Absolutely.
Everything.
I'm a neat freak.
You
about you?
ever clean the inside of your stove?
Hell no.
No.
For what?
I don't know.
It's
I'm just
self-cleans.
asking.
I don't even do the self-clean.
No?
No.
No,
because the self-clean, my issue with self-clean is that you got to spray the stuff and then you got to, it goes through this whole cycle and I got to leave the house with 2 dogs and do whatever for like 4 hours.
It's not good. It's not good for you when you do that stuff, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you take everything out of the kitchen drawers and clean the drawers?
Oh, twice a week.
What?
Yeah, have to.
Shem, you're a
Sorry. Every
psychopath.
other week. That's what I meant. Sorry, every other week. Every other week.
Still.
When's the last time
Sorry,
Mocha, you?
everything out?
Everything out.
You
Like the
gotta
cutlery
clean.
drawer. Take all the
We took
cutlery out.
everything out, right?
Yeah.
From everywhere.
Yeah.
When we moved from our last house
Yeah.
into this house.
Right.
And then we will take everything out
Thank
once
you.
we decide to move from this
Thank
house
you.
to
Thank you.
wherever.
Maury, when's the last time the fridge was completely emptied and scrubbed on the inside?
Saturday morning.
Oh, my God.
But
Wait.
the only drawer we empty out often is the snack drawer because like chocolate can get messy and stuff.
Right.
What about you? You haven't answered any of the questions.
I'm like you, like an hour, we like
Every month.
Yeah, like, because we have 4 cats, right?
Yeah. Everything gets dirty all the time.
Like the house gets clean, the cats scatter, right? And as soon as like the floor is beautiful, right? Like, and then they go in the litter box and they trace their feet all over the floor,
Yeah.
right? Like an hour. Like, so I would say spotless, like an hour, maybe.
Yeah,
Tops.
thank you.
Tops.
Thank you.
What are you so dirty for?
Shut up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Shem's got a fast car. Drive around town and he's got no girls.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
But he does.
Wow.
That's
shocking.
That's what you call freestyle, son.
No, I thought you were going to say, Shem's got a fat ass. That's what I thought you were going to say. I really did. No, and I didn't say that. I thought that's what was going to come out of his mouth.
No, that's just rude, Ross.
Yeah, no.
Also, Shem has girls.
No. I thought Shem's fat ass was going to come out of Mocha's mouth.
Hey,
That's
yo.
all.
Hey, yo,
no,
wait, hold on.
No. That's what I cringed when Mocha was saying that, but then he went at you for something completely like,
Wow.
that really hurt. That must have hurt, huh?
That was just like
That's
very
shocking.
unwarranted,
No,
you know?
it's shocking. It's
Bro,
really
that's
shocking.
battle rap, though. That's, you just say
Are we
things.
battle rapping now? Is that what we're doing?
Hold on now.
that
Okay,
what we're
give him a
doing?
beat. Give him a
Give
beat.
me a beat. You
Come
ready,
on,
son?
Give him a beat.
I'm dropping 16 on you right now.
Give him a beat. We got lots to do in the news, but this is like breaking news.
Come on, Shem.
Yeah.
I got to ride. I'm a war correspondent right now. Can you believe this? This is incredible. This is my dream come true.
Yeah. They call me Sheminem. This one's for you, Mocha. You ready? Hey, look. Ready? You way too short, son. You ain't got none. You ain't got class. Yo, I'ma whip that ass. Don't you know I'm real fly? Hey, I'm a 6 foot tall guy. Something that you can't relate to. That's because you're about 4'2". Hey.
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Settle down.
It's off the dome, son.
Come on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Amazing Race Canada last night. It was a great story. Ty and Kat arrived first, and what makes this really great is that he was one of the survivors of the Humboldt Broncos bus tragedy.
Oh, wow.
That happened on, it was February 6, 2018 when this happened.
April.
What's that?
April.
Sorry, April. Yeah, April 6th, 2018, which is a crazy story. But here, listen to this. This is when Ty and Kat crossed the finish line.
They're running.
6 provinces, 11 cities, and over 12,000 kilometers from coast to coast. Ty and Kat, you're an inspiration to every Canadian watching right now and all the folks here today. How does it feel?
It feels like our prayers and our dreams are answered. The gratitude is filling my heart and my soul right now, but I can't express what this individual beside me means to me, and it's beyond words.
What do you want to say to the families and your Humboldt community?
April 6, 2018 is a day that I'll never forget, and I always say there's 16 beautiful families that have a forever missing seat at the dinner table, and I mean, the love and support we received is still to this day something that you can't even put into words, and I just want to thank Canada.
Yeah, this was Ty's first time on a bus, too, I guess, doing this show. Jesus.
Really?
Did you cry, Maury?
Matthew and I were both bawling. I'm crying now. It was such an absolutely incredible season to watch those two, and I pegged it from the beginning. I was like, they have to win.
Yeah. Do you think they cheated a little for him, or no? They won legit?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, a little bit they won legit, or a little bit they cheated for them?
I would, too. Are you kidding me?
Cheat for them?
Yeah. I'd help them win. Like, if I saw them in my neighborhood, like if Amazing Race came to my neighborhood, right?
Yeah, I thought you meant like the show.
No, and I recognize that guy as being one of the Humboldt kids. I'd help him out.
Oh, people gave them the express passes and stuff. Everybody wanted these guys to win.
As a civilian, for sure.
I'm not saying they didn't win legit. That's what I'm not saying that at all, but I'm I couldn't help myself, right? I'd be like, come on, I'd trip a guy. You know what I mean? Like if Ty was a little behind and it was
if
like a foot
they needed
race.
your truck, would you give them your truck?
Would I give him my truck? Yeah, I'd give him my truck.
Aw.
Yeah, I would. But the good thing was he just won a new truck, so he doesn't need my truck.
2 new trucks.
Right?
2?
Yeah.
One each.
Yeah, they each won a truck. Yeah. So he doesn't need my truck, right? At all. Don't hold me to that, okay? I really need my truck.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
98 degrees. So I guess this is their 25th anniversary. They're on tour, and
everyone's clapping.
Yeah. So Nick and Drew Lachey and 98 Degrees, hear their thoughts on the big NSYNC reunion, quote unquote, with their new song.
How annoyed are you guys at NSYNC for coming out? I mean,
we love it.
Stole
you kidding?
the thunder. Why? Because
thrilled.
it's more just boy band hysteria.
Yes,
it's
the boy band universe.
Yes.
Yeah, when one succeeds, we kind of all succeed.
Yes,
because we're all kind of like us, NSYNC, Backstreet. We're all kind of clumped into the same, kind of pile there. So if one's elevated, it kind of elevates everybody.
Yes,
but I mean, happy for those guys personally too, because we know obviously them well at this point, and excited for the fact that they're hopefully going to do this, and they've held up for a long time, so be a big moment.
Great?
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Cool. Damn, sorry, 98 Degrees.
Nick and Drew. Is there anybody else in the band? Who's the other guys?
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff who?
No, it's Jeff. He's got two 2 first names.
Yeah.
Justin Jeff.
Justin Jeff.
Justin, are you
and
sure?
Is there only the
Nick,
3 of them?
Drew.
Yeah.
Justin Jeffrey.
And
Justin
Jeff.
Jeffrey.
Sorry, Justin Jeffrey.
Jeff
and then there's a
Jeffries.
guy named Jeff as well.
What? It's
in the
okay,
group.
hold on. Okay,
There's
stop.
2 Jeffs.
So there's Nick,
Yeah.
Drew,
Yeah.
Justin,
Yes.
and Jeff.
There's 4?
Yes.
Really?
And
I always thought there was
Justin,
3.
it just so happens that
Yeah.
Justin's last name is Jeff.
What's Jeff's last
Do
name?
they not have a manager
Townsend.
to sort this out for
Or
them?
Timmons. Jeff Timmons.
Like, that's why you need a manager should have sorted that nonsense out years ago.
Like,
You
here's your
can't
new
have
names?
a Jeff and a Jeffrey in the same band.
Oh, Jeff, he became a stripper for a little while.
Yes.
We
I
had him in
think
studio.
with Chippendales or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
he's doing
Jeffrey the
Vegas.
stripper?
Yo, come on. Let's big up 98 Degrees. Hey, give them their flowers. Those guys had hits, man. Cherish you for the rest of my life. You don't have to hurt songs before. Never have to look you in the eye and tell you I don't love you. It's all because of you. Give me just one night.
Oh, tune.
Luna Noche.
Oh, I know this one. I think.
Yeah, this is all before our time, Maria.
Yeah.
Your parents probably made out to one of these songs.
Was that good music at the time, or are you only loving it now because of nostalgia?
These were bangers back in the day.
No, that was a good question.
Like, was this good at the time? I've no.
Yes.
It was good.
You know why? Because all the other boy bands.
No. That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked.
Sounded the
That's
same.
not what I asked.
I'm gonna say
That's
yes.
not what I asked.
I'm sticking by my answer.
Are you lying right now?
Shem?
No, those are bangers.
Can I turn my mic
Don't
off?
compare it to now.
No,
Okay, you know what?
I didn't compare it
won't.
to now. I
They
said,
can
were
flat
these-
out sing. They can flat out sing, and they could sing then and
Was
yes, good
this
music.
good music at the time?
Yes.
Good music?
Yes.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
all lying.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Fine. Fair enough. No big deal.
Now?
Yeah.
We're not saying now.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, big up 98 Degrees.
Would you pay to see them on tour?
No.
There's the answer.
Love you, 98 Degrees.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, here's Meg Thee Stallion in her own words. Remember that the story was that she got in an argument with Justin Timberlake backstage at the MTV Awards? And then everybody's like, no, it was just Meg talking with her hands, and she's a huge fan of Justin Timberlake, but she didn't like the way they met. She wanted like a more formal, cooler meeting. So here is Meg Thee Stallion talking to E.T.
So in the proper meeting,
Yes.
we were really crying, laughing because it was like, in what world is Megan Thee Stallion beefed out on Justin Timberlake? I thought it was so funny because I talk with my hands. Like right now, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, girl, you do.
So I know this right here looks crazy. I had my in-ears in and I couldn't hear him. Then Justin Timberlake walks by. He's like, it's nice to meet you. I was like, no, first of all, I can't hear you. So no, this is not how I'm gonna meet.
Take it back.
Take it back. This is not how I'm gonna meet Justin Timberlake back here. Okay.
Oh my God.
JT is actually putting together a new album. So what I'm thinking, what we all need right now is a little Megan Thee Stallion and a
And
little
Justin
J.
Timberlake, right. I told him, I was like, Justin, we got to bring sexy back.
Oh.
Could you imagine?
Yes.
Justin Timberlake song with Meg Thee Stallion?
Oh,
Yeah.
that will really help Justin Timberlake.
It
You know what I'm
will.
saying?
I agree.
Right?
That'd
Like
be
really
fire.
help him.
Almost more than the NSYNC reunion.
100%.
Yo, I read that Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, well, according to Meg Thee Stallion, have enough songs for like a mini album, an EP.
Really, huh?
Together, the two of them.
Drop it in the summer. I'm here for it.
Filthy.
Oh,
So filthy.
Oh,
If not,
my God.
Bongos is nuts.
Bro,
Or WAP.
I
Like,
couldn't.
damn.
I could not.
Is that too much? Is that too much?
I think that the way they do it is the best way to do it, which is every now and then they just
Like every
drop
3
one
years?
of, they just drop one of these because it's so shocking, right? Like it is. It's
like a plum. This tight like a nun.
Yeah.
But a
calm down.
then
Ah.
done. I'm hot like
Nevada.
Get pop pinata. I look like money. You can print my face on $1. Beat it up.
Yes. Yo, can you
Damn,
imagine
bro.
the two of them on a full album?
I'm imagining.
Nope. No, I cannot. I cannot.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Damon Morey chatting with Marlon Wayans, and he's going to be here for Just for Laughs. And I didn't know this, but Marlon Wayans left comedy for like 20 years. And it was because he got heckled, but it's who heckled him that sort of drove him out of comedy. And so listen to this.
So being your first solo show at Just for Laughs, I do want to go back a little bit, several years, and you took a break from comedy for 20 years. Now, I read that this was because one dude heckled you. You got to tell us who it was and why and what happened.
I didn't just I got heckled by one of the funniest guys ever. It was Chris Rock, damn it. And I bombed so bad, I quit stand-up comedy for 20 years.
Did he not like your joke?
He was like, where's the jokes? He just kept on heckling me. Damn. You call that funny? I thought you was the Wayans. He sounded more like an Osmond to me. He just kept going. And I bombed. Damn. I came back, and I always said that, karma is a B. So when, and I just always want to pay him back, but I didn't. And then God paid him back for me when he cracked that joke on Jada, and Will got up and slapped him. I was like,
oh my God,
that was God.
Can you believe that? and also, here's a clip from Marlon's stand-up, not that long after the Chris Rock slap. Listen to this.
And that leads me to believe one or two things about my brother Chris Rock. Either he is the strongest black man that God ever created, or he is truly one He even act like he's gonna hit him back. He didn't do nothing else, you know what I mean? He didn't put his hands up. I didn't see his little claws curl up. Ooh. That just took it and then complimented Will on the slap.
Oh no.
I can't believe it. Will Smith just slapped me at the Oscar. This is the best moment in Oscar history.
God, there's some stuff there, huh? Because I saw that clip of Marlon after the slap, and I was like, wow, he's one of the only people who's like going at Chris for this in the comedy world. Everybody else sort of backed Chris a little bit. And I was like, why does Marlon hate Chris Rock so much? And I guess this explains it.
Marlon Wayne. Hearing him and that reaction reminds me of that meme of the guy standing behind the tree and he's like rubbing his hands, licking his lips.
Yeah.
He pokes out from behind the tree like, yeah, got him.
That was great, Maury. Thank you for that.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The 1 million March for Children is being held in cities across the country today with counter protests also set. So the group organizing the march says that it advocates for the, quote, elimination of the sexual orientation and gender identity curriculum in schools, pronouns and mixed bathrooms in schools, and to, quote, protect our children from indoctrination and sexualization. LGBTQ rights group Canadians United Against Hate says that the march is a, quote, anti-LGBTQ hate campaign in disguise. The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario has also come out to condemn the rally, saying that any action or events to seek to undermine the rights and dignity of the 2S LGBTQ plus community must be denounced. Around the GTA, protests and counter-protests are supposed to be happening at Queen's Park as well as city halls in Milton and Mississauga. Mississauga. God, I miss her. Good old Hazel, huh?
Yeah, R.I.P. to the Queen.
Mississauga. I can't say Mississauga without saying it like Hazel McCallion.
She
right?
was ride or die.
She was, man. She was. Remember when she went on about the airport? Because the people called it Toronto Airport? It's not in Toronto. It's Mississauga.
What's the address?
Yeah.
A lot of events will be held in Mississauga, that they landed in the great city of Mississauga.
I love
Queen.
my girl. Yeah, she was the best.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Taylor Swift knows what's up. She knows
What
that
happened?
Taylor Swift can make such an incredible statement really without doing anything. So when Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner broke up, there was all that dirty laundry that were aired about a couple that nobody really knew anything about. Like, no, they didn't have any, like, they were a pretty enclosed couple. And then all this nastiness came out. And the story was that it was Joe Jonas and his PR machine that were leaking all of this stuff, right? Taylor knows what's up. Taylor knows what's up. So I don't know if you saw this, but last night in New York City at 2 a.m. in the morning, arm in arm, walking out of a restaurant, Sophie Turner and Taylor Swift, two of Joe Jonas's exes.
That's how you do it.
She's like, yo, let me help. Let me help with this.
That's how you do it.
When you're Joe Jonas and you release all that stuff allegedly about your ex, your wife, mother of your children, and then she goes and spends an evening out on the town with your ex-girlfriend.
And walks out the front door.
Bro.
The front door.
Yep. And you rarely see Taylor anywhere, right? Like she's pretty enclosed too. But yeah, this was definitely a statement. I love to see it, man. Love to see it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, hey, remember those aliens that they carted out in those little boxes in Mexico last week?
Yeah.
So these were done by these self-proclaimed UFOlogists.
It's cake, right?
And yeah, that video was crazy. That was fast too.
They turned that around so quick.
So, but this guy was known for hoaxes and stuff in the past. So the claim was that these little bodies were found in Peru and were, quote, non-human beings that are not part of our terrestrial evolution. So doctors at a laboratory in Mexico City carried out x-rays and CT scans on the little bodies yesterday. The director of the Health Sciences Research Institute of the Secretary of the Navy, which carried out the tests, so they tested those little bodies and they determined this.
El primer estudio que se hizo fue una tomografía computarizada.
The first study was a computerized tomography. The second study was a simple X-ray. And the third was a fluoroscopy study. In the three studies, we tried to see the structure of the skeleton of these bodies, and we were able to determine that it does indeed belong to a single skeleton that has not been joined to other pieces.
Único, no armado, de una sola pieza íntegra.
So, because the story was that they were all saying, all the skeptics were saying that these little bodies were assembled with maybe some human but also animal bones, and they just cobbled these things together. But they say, no, those bones belong to a single skeleton that has not been joined to or with other pieces.
So where's the rest of them?
That was the whole body.
No, like the clan.
Oh,
there.
I don't know. See, and the other
Like,
thing,
come get your mans.
The other thing people are saying is that these are just mummified people, like little people.
Oh,
right.
sure.
That's why the faces are all because of the mummification process, right? But they are of one. It's one body. It's not something that some guy made and then everything else, and it's certainly not cake.
Bro, that cake looked delicious, though.
It really did. It was a gorgeous looking
I was
cake.
like, give me a slice.
I know. I don't know how people do that.
Like,
I don't
cut off
even
that
eat
arm or
cake.
something. Right?
So does that help with your skepticism at all? We're all a little skeptical because Mexico, but does this help with your skepticism at all?
No, those guys are real.
You think they're real, like little alien bodies?
Yes.
Yes? You think so? They're that little?
Hundo P. Yes.
Interesting. What'd you say?
Hundo P.
What's that?
Come on, man.
What's Hundo P mean?
Oh, man.
What's Hundo P mean?
Sound it out, bro.
Hundo P.
Hundo?
Hundo?
What would hundo mean to you?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah.
So hungry.
Hungry for P.
Hungry for P.
You're hungry for P?
You got it.
Yeah?
Bing.
Yeah?
You got it, man.
That's a weird thing to say on the radio, but it's your show too.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The Writers Guild of America resumed bargaining yesterday with the studios as the 142-day strike continues. Several top CEOs this time joined the talks, including Bob Iger from Disney and the heads of Netflix, NBC Universal, Warner Brothers Discovery. The talks concluded late afternoon with a plan to return to the table today, and sources described yesterday's session as encouraging.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Come on.
Yeah. So
just pay them for the work.
That's a whole lot of other stuff too, though, with the writers. It's crazy. And then you got this. There's a group of U.S. authors, including John Grisham, Jonathan Franzen, and Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin, who are suing OpenAI and ChatGPT, accusing the company of unlawfully training artificial intelligent chatbots by using their work. The class action lawsuit filed this week joined several others from writers. with source code owners and visual artists against generated AI providers. In addition, Microsoft is in on this as well. Similar lawsuits are pending against Meta platforms and Stability AI over the data that they use to train their AI systems. OpenAI and ChatGPT say that they use their training and the data, scraping is what they call it, from the internet, and they call it fair use under U.S. copyright law. But because one of the big things that happened was somebody went on ChatGPT and basically had ChatGPT write a prequel to Game of Thrones. Like,
what? It was perfect?
And it was like fine.
Yeah.
Like totally fine. But all of that info was, of course, scraped from the source material, which was George R.R. Martin's work. And I guess you could just like release that, and people are like, oh my God, got the sequel.
When are you going to make this?
Yeah, right. Like it's crazy. So this may be a way to sort of combat the excessiveness of AI. I don't know, but right now everybody's freaking out because it's just that good, right?
Quick.
It's quick.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ron. Tell me about Ron on Jersey Shore. So. Is he?
Look at Maria. Yo, Maria's a fan of the show, right?
Big fan.
Okay. Yeah, same with Sham, same with me.
Shock.
Great show.
Guys,
I miss it so much.
Okay, I have a great idea. We should start our own Jersey Shore group chat.
Please go. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it.
in.
I don't want to be a part of any of that.
Start from the beginning.
So there's an interview that somebody did at LAX with Ron, and I guess he wants back on the show. I don't know. What happened? Is Ron not on the show?
He was on the show for a long time, and then he dipped for a while. He went to rehab, I believe, and he kept getting arrested and stuff. So he took some time off the show. Yeah. He came back to the show, and he kept getting arrested and like domestic abuse and all this and this, right? Jesus. All these charges. So then he took more time off.
Yeah.
And I think this is the third time he's left the show.
Yep.
And I believe this is the longest he's been away from the show, but he wants back in, I guess.
So he was part of Family Vacation, though, right?
Yep.
Briefly,
Yeah.
is that the deal? But now he wants like back on like he wants back in with the crew full time. Is that the deal? Okay, here's Ron. Ron.
You're back on Jersey Shore on the reunion. Not the reunion, the vacation.
Yeah, I'm here and there. Hopefully you'll see a lot more of me as time passes by. So we'll see.
Did you interact at all with Sammy? I know, like that's
a wait and see. You got to keep watching and see.
Oh,
Keep
interesting.
Yeah.
So was it awkward? Did you see her? Did you run into her?
Wait and see.
I gotta ask how you're doing, bro. Like,
I'm good,
what's
bro.
going on?
I relocated to Florida. I'm like going to full time. She just started school, so I got a routine taking her to school.
Yeah.
I got my businesses out here. That's why I'm out here doing some stuff for work. And I've been single for over a year and a half, and I enjoy being happy, bro.
Are you on the dating apps, though?
No dating apps,
whatever.
bro. No dating apps.
So when they say to him, have you seen her? I assume they mean Sam.
Yes.
Right? Because Sam came back for the latest season. She had been gone for the entire duration.
So weren't they lovers, though?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Big relationship.
But it
always fighting.
it was a fighty kind of relationship.
Bro, this is the most explosive ever.
You will never ever
somebody
be with
like
somebody
you.
like me. Go enjoy your life.
I will.
Stop! Don't touch my ever.
I go home crying over you, and you get a girl's number, you're with me.
Stop!
Get up!
Stop it! Just stop!
Stop talking to me.
I hate you. Don't ever me or look at me ever again, you idiot. I hate you.
You know what?
I hate you.
How great would it be, Sammy Sweetheart and Ron and the Dammits do a couple's vacation?
Oh, my God.
Maury and Matthew.
Oh, no.
That would be the best.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Do we have time for Olivia Wilde?
Always. Love her.
Should good singers do karaoke?
Sure, why not? It's fun.
No, I agree with Olivia Wilde on this one.
Oh, what?
Yeah, nobody wants to see a good singer do karaoke.
My friends never invite me to go.
No.
For that same reason.
I want to see Maury do karaoke. I don't want to listen to Shem do karaoke.
I think it's fun to hear
Damn, man.
someone who's a great singer sing somebody else's great
Just a
song.
small town girl.
This is what I want.
Living in a lonely world.
Here we go.
She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Give it. Keep going, Maury.
Just a city boy, Born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
Keep going.
One light, two lights. Look at those three lights.
Here is Olivia Wilde on a show called Subway Takes, where they do a 1-minute interview on a New York City subway.
So what's your take?
Good singers shouldn't do karaoke.
100% agree.
It's not for them.
It's not for them at all.
They can go get paid to do that. We, in the non-good singing community, paid to be able to go and sing.
Not only that, but we pay good money.
We pay good
money
to be able to go and sing badly.
Have you ever been booed off stage for being a bad karaoke singer?
I'm terrible, but that's the point.
That's the point.
I take pride in being booed off because that's great. You just get the turnover. That's the next song now. We don't need to sit through a cover. If I wanted to hear a cover, I would just listen to the real song. It doesn't even matter how good you are. Like, there's no singer good enough that I want to see them do karaoke well.
If you're like Justin Bieber and you're doing karaoke,
Greatest singer on earth.
Can you do your own song?
Absolutely not.
That's just singing.
Yeah, that's just us paying to see you
perform.
I
agree with her.
Before we wrap it up, start from One Light again.
One light, two light. Look at, there's a third light.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Toronto International Airport was ranked the second worst, largest airport in the continent for overall traveler satisfaction, according to a new poll.
Yikes.
The annual survey based on rankings on a variety of factors, including terminal facilities, airport arrivals, departures, baggage claims, security check, and food services.
Damn.
The only airport that outranked Pearson in its awfulness was Newark in New Jersey.
Oh, no.
There you go.
You know what's bad when we're just above Jersey? Or right behind Jersey?
Oh, yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
William Shatner and CTV's Sandy Ronaldo are
together?
No, they're going like they got beef.
Why?
So I guess what happened is Sandy Ronaldo's coming up on like her big 50-year anniversary, I guess it is.
Okay.
And so she put together a list of like her like top 50 interviews that she's done. And I guess years ago she had a terrible experience with William Shatner where she thought he was a jerk. And then I guess she wanted to do like a make good interview with William Shatner.
Part of a whole TV special that aired on Tuesday night.
And so they got a hold of William Shatner's people and booked another interview that was supposed to be, like a make good.
Sure.
And it was just like, it was awkward and awful. Like here's a clip of like this. It's just not entertaining.
So this is new.
This is the new interview.
What kind of a grandfather are you? I mean,
worshipful.
You dote on your granddaughters?
Dote.
Yeah.
Where do you think dote came from?
I don't know. You tell me.
I know, but I can't stand it that I don't know where dote came from. Where did the word dote come from?
He's using his
You ready?
phone.
Yes. Do you want one of us to look it up so you and I can chat?
Oh, we can chat right now. Please, go ahead.
Okay. I need the eye contact.
You want me to take my contacts out?
What, you're a stand-up comic in addition to everything else?
No, I'm a sit-down comic. That's
It's going to be this type of interview,
no.
I
All
can
right.
tell. You are still a little bit cantankerous, huh?
Cantankerous is a good word.
How would you describe yourself?
Amenable.
Okay. Back in the day, would you have been okay
when
with
was
that
the day?
description?
What's the day? When people say what?
Oh, no.
What do they mean?
You know, this interview,
Yes.
I'm trying to follow
is
the
going
bouncing
further afield, right?
I mean,
It's not what you expected at all.
which is fine.
Yes.
I love going with
Oh,
it.
good.
If you want to banter back and
I'm
forth.
not bantering.
Oh, no.
I'm answering your question.
You know, there are people who didn't like you, haven't liked you along the way.
You think so? I can't imagine that nobody would not like me along the way.
You like yourself.
I think so.
Sandy,
Okay,
come on now.
So someone tweeted William Shatner was on his effing phone in the middle of an interview. If that's not rude and adolescent of him, I don't know what is. And then Shatner responded saying, no, her people were filming before the interview during setup. If you notice, I asked the camera guy after it starts airing, where was he cutting me as far as the framing goes? I asked that before every interview begins, not after. And then somebody else said, I just watched your interview with Sandy Ronaldo, very disappointed. in you. That's all I can say. And then he responded saying, yeah, well, it appears she had an agenda. Her producer called begging for a 30-minute interview. I relented and said, okay, when I usually only give national outlets 15 to 20 minutes. She then took an hour asking ridiculous questions. I feel it was to get a bad interview so she could play victim for ratings. CTV should be ashamed for airing the embarrassment of their employees' agenda. I am ashamed of the yellow journalism that Canadian news reporters appear to stoop to for eyeballs. CTV won't be interviewing me again after this, so you have nothing to worry about. Damn.
Who knew?
Damn.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kenneth Petty, the husband of Nicki Minaj, has been ordered 120 days house arrest after violating the terms of his probation by posting a clip on social media where he threatened Offset, the husband of Cardi B. So in a court order filed yesterday, Petty was ordered to undergo home monitoring after he was, quote, recorded on video making threatening remarks to a specific individual while in the company of someone with a criminal record. The specific individual, as we just said, was Offset. And so in the video, I guess what happened was Petty was with some guys who like all had criminal records, and they were out in front of a hotel where Offset was staying. And in the video, they said you shouldn't be planning a vacation. You should be planning your funeral or something to that effect. And Petty was sentenced to 3 years probation back in 2022. So this was a probation violation. And this, of course, was after he pleaded guilty to failing to register as a sex offender in California. So that's Nicki Minaj's husband.
Ooh,
damn.
Standing out there with the goons.
Right?
Just trying to start something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
According to a new survey, because Halloween is right around the corner, I guess, and everybody's talking scary movies. The top 7 iconic horror films. The top 7 iconic horror films.
Saw?
Saw is not on the list.
Oh, Conjuring.
No, not on the list. Iconic.
Saw 2.
No.
Exorcist.
No. Exorcist is number 7. Night of the Living Dead is number 6, according to the survey. Nightmare on Elm Street is number 5.
Oh, Halloween. Duh.
Halloween is not on the list. Number 3 is
How's
a tie.
Halloween not on the list?
Halloween is on the list, but it's tied for 3 with American Werewolf in London.
Never seen that.
Carrie is number 2. You ever see that?
No.
And Friday the 13th is number 1.
Who made this list?
Yeah, give us your list,
the people.
Maria.
The people made this list.
The people over the age of 50 made this list. Nothing has passed the 2000s.
It's iconic. It's not.
They're not.
You're not. What is not iconic on that list?
What about?
Like, if you watch the original Exorcist, like, okay, yeah, it's scary, but, like, it's just old. It's not, like, there's scarier movies.
What about I Know What You Did Last Summer?
No, it's not iconic.
Like Insidious, none of those.
Yeah, not iconic.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yo, Insidious, man.
Insidious, I was wrapped in a blanket like a burrito, watching through the holes of the blanket.
What's the other one that got me so scared I had to sleep with the lights on?
Starts with a.
I haven't seen The Nun, but apparently The Nun is terrifying.
What is it? What guy? Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity.
Oh, I like those ones.
I'm sort of with Maury. The only one of those new movies that I would consider to be iconic would be Saw. Saw is iconic. The first Saw. That changed the game. All those movies that came out after Saw make Saw an iconic film, for sure. But Insidious, it's a great movie, great horror movie.
So
not
good.
iconic. Not iconic.
Can I give a shout out to my uncle's horror movie?
Which is?
Black Christmas?
Yes, sure, yes.
Is it on the list?
It is not on the list. And according to these same people, who is the most iconic villain from a horror movie?
Oh, Freddy Krueger. Gotta be.
Wait, but that's not a villain.
What do you mean it's not a villain? He kills you in your dreams.
Who's the guy in the mask?
Ghostface?
Yeah.
Oh, from Scream.
Yeah.
Scream. So he's number 3.
Oh, Billy the Puppet.
Billy the Puppet?
From Saw.
No.
What about that gremlin-looking thing?
A gremlin, you mean?
No. What's the...
Freddy Krueger's number 1.
With the orange hair.
Chucky was.
Chucky!
Chucky's number 2. Ghostface from Scream. And what was your guess, Maury?
Oh, Billy the Puppet.
No, Billy the Puppet didn't make the list. So that's your top 3.
What about Slenderman?
No, Slenderman is not on the list.
Yo, your girlfriend, your wife just texted me,
and saying,
Catherine.
Yes.
And she reminded me that Babadook got me shook as well.
That's right. Babadook.
Duck.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.